AG Sports. Guys, I had like a 3-hour nap. That was plenty of sleep. No reason to worry. I'm ready to rock. I've had like 7 energy drinks, like 2 lattes or whatever the hell I got at Starbucks. I don't even know. I just said, give me caffeine. I'm good. I'm ready to rock. Let's go. Let's get some more money. I told you in the last video I wanted to have another pick for you. Sometime earlier in the week. Happens to be today. So one of the lines that we had waited on is actually a line that I spoke about last week, and just kind of saying I was anticipating the line. Was the Patriots Texans game, specifically the under. And if you watch my last video, I did talk about it. I do like the under in that game, but there had not been a line posted yet because the Patriots were the late game. They finally posted the line. Line has opened at 39. Super low line. Just as I expected. I think in my video I said 40, that I thought I was going to open at about 40, and that's what my projection had it at. Makes sense that they're going to do the 39, mainly because nobody is running out there to bet the over on this game. So if the projection is right and it does hit 40, the books know that. Like I said, they are looking to trap you this week. So when you see the under 39 and people say, hey, the Texans they've scored 9 points in the last 2 weeks combined, and the Patriots can't seem to break 17 points a game, that's why they're putting it at 39. They are hoping that you go out there, you bet that under 39, and that you just ride with it. And I think that that's fine. But like I said, I'm listening to the projections. I'm listening to the models. If you want to take the under 39, I don't hate you for it. I actually think you're probably still going to win the play, or at least I think it's a plus EV play still at the under 39. I'm personally going to do something I rarely do, and you're probably going to see me do this maybe like at the very high end, like 3 times a year. And I don't even think that's going to be the case. But Patriots Texans, first of all, this -9 is way off. There is no way that a total that's 39 should have a 9-point spread. And I didn't even do the math on this, but let's just say 9 points into 39. That's 23% of the score. If you can tease this up or down, really either way is fine, because you're going to get a lot of value. 6 points out of 39, so the teaser is going to give you 15% of the expected total. So whether you want to go up or down, that's up to you. I'm not doing it. I'm not saying that I'm going to make that a pick here for me. But if you think that the Texans are going to keep it close, or that the Patriots are at least going to, they're not going to run up the score too much, and you want to do the plus 17, or plus 15, I'm sorry, that's fine. If you want to say, hey, the Patriots are just going to win, they're probably going to win more than a field goal, that's fine. And you take the Patriots down to 3, that's going to be your choice. What I did, like I said, I don't usually do this, is I bought this number up, the 39, to the closest key number. And so I'm going to go to OddsJam to show you what this is. So these are the lines right now, all these different books. For the different books through OddsJams, you can look through this if you have OddsJam. That being said, though, again, this is the primary number is a 39, and that's kind of where everybody's at, or 39.5 in some spots. I bought this up to 41. If you can get it to the under 41 at -136. Like I said, again, the previous video had not really been giving you guys the VIG or the odds. Usually, I keep things at like -108, maybe -120, and that's about it. The absolute highest I really, I really like to go at any point is about this -136, like -135, 136. To get me to go to -140 or -145, it very rare, very seldomly am I going to lay that amount of money. It's got to be something I feel really strongly about, or it's got to be a number that I really like, as far as like, if I'm paying the extra juice to get to like a key number, maybe. This is one of those cases, though. So I am paying the extra juice. In this case, it's like 26 cents of juice for most places to get it to 41. Like I said, 41 is a key number. It's a lesser key number because it doesn't show up as much in the NFL anymore, mainly because most teams are higher scoring now, and so the numbers have increased as far as the totals are concerned. So I know, and I apologize, you guys have heard me say this a million times if you've listened for a while. The key numbers with totals, 44, 47, and 51. 41 is a minor key number for these lower scoring games, which is why I bought it up to the 41. And it's right at the tippy top there of my kind of like my risk appetite as far as how much I'm willing to pay to get the extra points. So by getting it to the 41, it goes across my projection of 40. It gets me to the key number of 41. It's still within my price range, and that's where I'm getting into. Now, I will add on to that. I personally am going to do a unit and a half on this game. So if you are like strictly tailing my picks and you are doing this like word for word, letter for letter, I'm going a unit and a half on this one. I feel really strongly about this game. And in conjunction with that, like I said, this is probably going to be a lower play volume for me as far as this week. I'm probably going to end up with I'm at 3 picks right now. I would be really surprised if I get to 5. And 5 will be my absolute most for this week. So if you have a little bit of extra in the bankroll because of the last couple wins here, like I said, go a unit and a half. I'm personally getting to the 41. If you want to tease it, that's fine as well. If you want to tease it, because you would get it from the 39, you'd get it through the 41 and the 44. That's perfectly fine. The reason I'm personally not teasing this one is because the tease itself is going to be like a minus 120. And so instead of trying to get another leg in there and something else I have to get right in a short week that I think is kind of unstable anyways, I'd rather just pay the extra 16 cents compared to that tease and have a one-teamer and just leave it at that. If you feel strongly about another portion of the tease, or maybe when it came to the Broncos Steelers under 47, or maybe the Giants Cowboys -1, you didn't like one of those legs, then scratch that leg out and put this one in its place. But this would be a perfect game to put on that because you're getting the extra key numbers. And like I said, I think you could even really play at the under 39, but I'm almost positive you're going to have a sweat probably coming to the end of the game, because this is one of those games where the Patriots could get up big. They could get up like 17-0, take their foot off the gas, and just let the Texans kind of do their thing and try to get some points. And before you know it, you're looking at like a 30-point game, 33, 34-point game, and you're there, sweating out the last minute like, oh my God, if they get another touchdown, I'm screwed. That's why I'm doing it. But that's the third pick for the week. So I wanted to bring that up. Secondly, though, and just again, this will be a shorter video, but I also just want to touch on the key numbers. So part of the updates I was doing here is just the totals and the point differentials and all that stuff from this past week's games. Obviously, we still have one more pending tonight, which is why this is at 63, not 64. But so far, key numbers are really off. Everything it's kind of like a limbo right now between the 2019 numbers and scores and percentages and 2020. It's like right in the middle for the most part on everything. Key numbers for right now, 3 is really your biggest key number. At 14% of the games ending on exactly 3 points. That's 9 games out of the ones that we've played so far. The 6 is only at 6%. 7 is only at 5%. And 5% is actually below average. I mean, you have more 4-point or just as many 4-point games as you do 7-point games. So definitely under what we would expect. I do think we're going to see some regression to the mean with that one at some point. It might be next week, but it might be the week after. At some point, you're going to start seeing more 7-point games. The 10 is at 10%, which that's pretty high. The 14-point mark is at 3%. 14 is usually a key number or a lesser key number, and this year it's just not really happening so far. 20 is the next one I want to talk about, though. We've had 5 games in at 20, which is 8%. So that actually makes it the third most valuable number, the third most common number to pop up. And then we've had 10% of games go over 20 points as far as differential is concerned. So those are your key numbers as far as like what we can expect. In 2019, or I'll just go for 2020, 46% of the games ended between 1 to 7 points. 18% ended between really 8 and 13, and 35% ended up either 14 or more as far as your point differential. And it was pretty similar in 2019. Really, the biggest change here, and again, I apologize for repeating myself if you have heard this before, but 2019, the games tended to be a little bit closer. We didn't have as many blowout games, and in 2020, my theory is because of COVID, you had teams that were just, if they were just a bad team going up against a good team, they were getting blown out. You didn't have the prep time, you didn't have the off season, you didn't have the time to put in new plays and all that kind of stuff. And then you had people constantly getting sick and schedules getting rearranged and all that kind of stuff. So there ended up being more blowout games because of that. And I kind of hypothesized here that we would see that kind of retract this year and kind of regress more to the mean. And that's exactly what's happening. So far, instead of being 35%, what I would consider blowout games, we're down to 33%. And from 18% of kind of middling games is up to 22%. So we are seeing that shift. Hopefully it continues going this way. That way we can kind of be predictable with it. But that's what we're looking at so far. And as far as the totals are concerned, so we have 4 weeks of data now, and it kind of just puts together what I've been saying as far as the rest of the whole year, really. We are right in between 2019 and 2020 for the most part. So week 1 was 48 for average total points, and that's really the average almost every year or pretty close to it. Week 2, though, 48 points. So in 2019 it was 38, 2020 was 53, this year is 48. So again, pretty close to the middle. The week 3 games here went from 46 in 2019, 52 in 2020, and now we're down to 45 in 2021. So this is actually about a point under what we had in 2019, and that's the only time that happened. But it's also the only time that we're not in the middle here, where we're actually under the 2019 score. For week 4, and this is going to be pending because we have one more game to play tonight, but so far we are again in the middle from 43 in 2019, 52 points in 2020, and then 40, let's just say 47 for week 4 of this year. So again, we're kind of in the middle every week as far as what the average points are per week. For next week, which is week 5, in 2019 was at 46, 2020 was 51. Again, both of these being key numbers. If you round this to the 47 and this at 51, here I do think we're going to probably see it in the middle again, but you're probably going to be at 47. And that's, again, this is just an estimate. This is just kind of a theory that I have going on right now. Obviously, this is hard to project, like your overall average total points for the whole week of games. But I would have to wager it'd be about 47 points, which is perfect because the 2 games that we have is under 47 and under 41, which there's always at least one game that goes way under the average, and then 47 being what we expect to be the average. With the Broncos-Steelers game, should give us a good amount of EV there. So, again, just wanted to give you guys a quick update on key numbers and kind of where we're at for the year and how these things look long-term instead of just looking at only week-to-week numbers. So, again, hopefully this was helpful, guys. Hopefully you guys will join me in taking the Patriots-Texans under 41. I know it's a big ask with the extra juice involved, but I do feel really strongly about it. Again, I'll update the picks in the comments or in the description below. If you have something that you have seen, a play that you like, something that you see on the board, again, guys, please add it in the comments. I like to read your picks, but aside from that, there's no way that any one person can see all of the different picks, all of the different props, everything throughout the week. There's just too much out there, and I'm not one of these rich syndicate guys. I'm just a dude who likes to mess around with numbers like a big old nerd. And, hey, it's been working so far, so that's good. But I'm sure that there's tons and tons of stuff that I'm missing because I just don't have enough time. I don't have enough manpower to be looking at everything. So, again, if you see something out there, guys, put it in the comments below. Kind of let everybody reap those rewards. But thank you again. Have a great day.